All right, what's up, my peeps? Joshua Smith here with another GSD Mode podcast real estate tip. And today I'm here to talk to you about the 6 top reasons as to why you are not hitting your real estate goals here in 2024. So these are the top 6 reasons as I'm having conversation with realtors, team leaders, broker owners at all different levels, all throughout North America on a daily basis. These are the top 6 reasons here in 2024 why I'm seeing real estate professionals not hitting their real estate goals. So these are the 6 things that you got to refine, you got to get dialed in to go out there and continue to grow, scale your real estate business here in 2024. And look, for you, it might be just one of these 6 things. It might be a combination of multiple of these 6 different things. And look, it might for some of you be all 6 of these different things. So I'm going to do a deep dive into all 6 of these things so we can make sure that you are crushing and dominating your overall real estate goals. So with that being said, let's jump on in. Okay, reason number 1 as to why I'm not seeing real estate professionals hitting their goals right now in this market is they are not dealing in realities. What do I mean by this? Look, you cannot business plan off of hope and prayer. I'm all about hope. I hope that the future is bright. I'm all about prayer. I believe in God. I'm all about prayer. However, one of my favorite sayings out there is God feeds the birds, but God does not put food in their mouths. We got to understand, as the great Einstein said, that definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So I'm finding that so many in this industry right now are hoping things turn around, hoping the market shifts, hoping things will improve. Oh man, if I just keep showing up, things will work out, things will turn around. It's just a matter of time. Nope. That is not you dealing in realities. Look, dealing in realities is the understanding. Maybe your 2023 example isn't where you wanted to need your business to be. Well, if you are doing the same exact things that you did in 2023, okay, your business in 2024 is probably going to look identical, if not lower than what you saw in 2023, because we're continuing to see an overall transaction contraction. Now, not only are we seeing the most unaffordable time to be alive as a U.S. citizen, which is creating overall transaction contraction. So there's lesser and lesser transactions. So it's the most unaffordable time to be alive as a U.S. citizen, right? The most unaffordable time to go out there and acquire real estate in recorded history when adjusted for inflation. You got ongoing inflation continuing. So even though most markets right now, prices have started to soften slightly, interest rates are down a full percent from the peak of last year. Well, guess what? Mortgage purchase demands are down 16% year over year. You got overall transaction volume, just speaking in generalities. I know market to market can differ, so I'm just speaking in overall national stats here. But we got overall purchase transactions down over 8% year over year. So even though we've seen a tiny bit of relief in affordability, transaction count is still falling. Right. So we're stepping thicker and deeper into this lower transaction volume climate. So you got to understand that if you do not shift and pivot your actions, your behaviors, your strategies, if you continue doing the same shit that you've been doing, okay, your business is going to continue either at the same production, or if your business is declining, let's just say 30% year over year, okay, you might even continue to see that same decline. So we got to deal in realities, not allow our minds to be delusional. I'm having a conversation with a gentleman that I know the other day on one of these coaching calls, these free coaching calls that I do here on the podcast, which if you want to schedule a free coaching call with me so we can make sure you got the right strategy plan dialed in for your business, go to www.gsdmode.com/Zoom call. So I'm having a conversation with him though, and I asked him what's called a consequence question, which is, okay, if things stay the same and your business in 2024 looks exactly like it did in 2023, what are the consequences to your business and to you personally and to your family if that continues to be the same, right? His response was, well, I can't allow my mind to go there. And I'm like, look, this is where it comes into dealing in realities. Is our mind is built for protection, and your mind does a brilliant job at that. So our minds, if we're not careful, will allow us to become delusional. So his mind was blocking him from even being able to do that thought process experiment. So I told him, I was like, all right, dude, again, definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expect a different result. So I know it's uncomfortable to think about it, but I need you to think about it. So if 2023 if 2024 is a repeat of 2023, how does that impact you? What then does that mean to you in your business? It's like, well, I'm going to have to quit the business, going to have to go back and get a regular job. And I'm like, okay, is that what you want? Hell no, don't want that. Okay, so then, sounds like you need to have a change then. right? Yeah, no, things got to change. My situation needs to change. And again, it's that your situation will not change unless your behavior, the actions that you are taking, your behaviors, the way that you think, the way that you operate, the actions that you are taking, if those don't change, the rest of this shit isn't going to change. Right. So we got to deal in realities, not business plan off of hope and prayer, and understand that if you don't change, things are not going to change. You continue doing the same crap that you're doing day over day, week over week, month over month. Okay. You're going to continue with those same, negative results that maybe you've already been experiencing. So number one is making sure that you deal in realities and plan accordingly for that. Okay. Number two, lack of client acquisition strategy plan. So what do I mean by client acquisition? It's just your ability to go out there and acquire more clients, more customers, whether that's buyers, sellers, agent recruits, depending on what level that you have. One of the biggest reasons I'm seeing people's business down right now is they don't have the right strategy plan in place. Right now, sometimes, and it can differentiate between conversation of who I'm having on these free coaching calls. But, a lot of times it's, okay, they haven't adjusted their strategy. They're still doing the same crap they're doing in 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. Well, middle of 2022, the market shifted. We went from being in the longest bull market in recorded history, longest economic expansion, longest real estate expansion, whereas like, look, there's an abundance of low-hanging fruit. Okay, middle of 2022 hits, market shifts and change, all that low-hanging fruit dries up. Right? Okay, well, what worked yesterday isn't always going to work today. What works today may not always work tomorrow. So you always need to be refining, making sure that you have the best client acquisition strategy in place for the given market that we are in. And if you've been watching, listening to this podcast for a long time, you've been hearing me talking about this now for the last several years, but it's right now you have to have what I call a strategic offense. And by strategy, and strategic, I mean, right now it's targeting those that need our services, not want them, but need them. So if you are having, like with your lead gen, lead follow, if you are having a lot of conversations where feel like you're putting in the work, but then you're like, oh man, I'm having a lot of conversations, but people are just not motivated to go out there and buy and sell right now, you have the wrong strategy in place, right? That's like, red flag number one, you got the wrong strategy in place. You need to identify. This is where it's not shotgunning shit out. It's operating like a sniper with a sniper scope. You need to identify those that have the highest need, the highest probability of buying and selling and utilizing our services in this given market, right? Then from when I say offense, right? So we're talking about strategic offense. So we just talked about strategy. Now the offense, because what does it take to go out there and grow our business in this market? We have to have the right strategy, but we got to stack that with playing offense, not defense. Defense is what the vast majority of our industry is playing right now. Right? Because they got so used to playing defense between 2012 to middle 2022. It was just easy to go out there, wait for deals to fall in your lap, get that low-hanging fruit and go out there and make multiple six figures in our industry. Those days are gone, right? So offense meaning, what are you doing day in and day out that's 100% within your full control to put deals together? So I'm not waiting for anything to come to me in this market. I'm going after it. So an example of this, one of the niches that's working really well right now to go out there and acquire listings is going after people going through a divorce. Why is that a great strategy for this market? Okay, we are in the number one most unaffordable time to be alive as a U.S. citizen. Number one reason for divorces is financial hardship. Well, right now, speaking in general terms, people are having the most difficult time financially of anybody that's alive today. Right? Okay, so then divorces, number one reason for divorces, financial hardship. Divorces are on the massive upswing, right? So, okay, we're targeting people that are going through a life situation change that they have a high probability of needing our services as they're going through that change. Okay, playing offense, not defense. Okay, I'm not going to go wait on divorce attorneys to spoon feed me this business. I'm not saying to go out there and have those in place. Like that's going to be a secondary strategy for me. For me, I'm going out there, getting the contact information. I'm going direct to them to grow my business, doing only things, or my primary strategy focus is going to be those things that are my full control. Not waiting for shit to come to me. I'm going, what can I do intentionally to put deals together each and every single day? So number two, making sure that you have the right offensive strategy plan in place to make your goals a reality. Okay, number three, not treating your business as a business, right? Those that are struggling right now, one of the most common things that I see, and all six of these things are extremely common of what I'm seeing right now. And pretty much it's a combination of one of these six, if not all six of these that I'm seeing as to why agents, team leaders, and broker owners' businesses are down. So what I mean by not treating your business as a business, look, if you are winging it, you are going to continue to get crushed. Something I want you to remember, and this goes back to dealing in realities, is amateurs have to pay to play. Professionals get paid. true professionals treat their business as a business, right? What do I mean by treating your business as a business? AKA being a great operator. That means, okay, you're obsessing over making sure that you have the right strategy plan in place. You're obsessing over making sure that you have the right processes and systems in place. You're tracking your numbers, right? Like you have a dedicated game plan. So there's two big red flags is how I know somebody's winging it and they're not treating their business as a business. Okay, number one, they're not tracking their numbers. If you are not tracking your numbers, I'm not saying this to be a jerk. I'm saying this because I truly care. I want all of you to go out there to be able to grow, scale, and thrive and kick ass in your real estate business. Okay, so if you're not tracking your numbers, I know you're an amateur, you're just winging it. It's an impossibility to treat your business as a business and be a true professional if you're not tracking your numbers. Okay, number two, if you show up, maybe you're willing to work hard and you show up at the office and you're like, okay, what am I going to do today to go out there and make business happen? Like if you have that question, okay, I've shown up at the office, I'm ready to work. What am I going to do today? Okay, you've already lost that day. You're already winging it. You're being an amateur, right? You need to know and you should know what you must do to win each and every single day. Hey, here's how many leads per lead source I got to go out there and generate today. Here's how many dials. Here's how many conversations. Here's how many appointments I must set each and every single day to ensure that you are winning. Now, regardless of whatever your strategy plan is, whether it's inbound, outbound, that's going to be different for each of us based on how we want to grow our business, whatever our goals are, what our strengths and weaknesses are. But you should know each and every day, at least when it pertains to your business, what you must do to win each and every single day. That means that you are treating your business as a business when you got those two things dialed in. Okay, reason number four is a lack of a consistent schedule. So this comes back to speaking a little bit of treating your business as a business. So we got to know what your daily KPIs are. KPI stands for key performance indicator. What are the KPIs? So for me and my business, the three KPIs I'm paying most attention to that move the needle forward, that like these three things happen, okay, everything else is going to fall into place. For me, that's going to be dials, conversations, and appointments set. The reason why I focus on those are the biggest lead measures in our business. Plus, they're all fully within my control. Right. So I always know what my business is going to look like for the next, 3 to 4 months based on what those numbers are that I'm hitting daily and monthly right now, daily, weekly, monthly right now. So, okay. So we got to know what it looks like to win each and every single day. And then when it comes to consistency, here's my recommendation. Make sure that you are winning each day by 12 noon. So I don't care what level that you're at. Because look, depending on whether you're individual agent, team leader, broker, owner, right? Like your focus might be recruiting buyers and sellers. Your focus might be recruiting agents. Either way, you should know what your three primary KPIs are that you need to do to win every single day and every single week, and make sure those are done before noon each and every single day, right? So an example of this individual agent, let's just say maybe it's one of my agents wanting to go out there and close a deal a week. And we're going to go out there and close those through, listings. So here'd be an example schedule. Okay, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. would be any urgent emails that came in from the night before, plus updating any leads into my CRM that came in the night before that need that, and then prepping for my daily call time. Then 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., would be my daily prospecting time because I need to go out there and acquire a listing a week. I know I need to do 100 dials, 10 conversations per day, right? Okay, then 10 a.m. to 10:30 would be miscellaneous lead follow-up, so like my past client sphere of influence, or any other lead follow-up that I need to do for that day. Then 10:30 to noon would be on my client updates, emails, paperwork. So then noon on is what I call pounding the pavement time. That's where I'm going to stack all my listing presentations, buyer consultations, client showings, putting deals together. If I have downtime during that time, okay, I can do additional prospecting or lead gen or working on my processes and systems. I'm working on my skill set. Like we should never have really downtime when it comes to our real estate business. But if you want consistent income month over month, okay, well, then we need to make sure that we have a consistent daily schedule, and we got to hit our daily right actions each and every day, each and every week. It's the only way you're going to have consistency in this business. Okay, so reason number four is to why I'm seeing people struggle right now is a lack of a consistent schedule. Okay, reason number five is lack of skill set. And I'm talking about skill set here. A skill set comes into a lot of things, but the most important skill set you need to have is number one around client acquisition. So this comes down to your lead gen, lead follow-up, as well as your buyer consultations, listing presentations. So everything from inception of obtaining that lead all the way to boom, now they're a signed client. So, okay, like I have to have the skill set of how to go out there and navigate effective conversations. I got to make sure I know effective pre-frame openers, how to identify root core objections and concerns, how to sell the value of the appointment. right? So I can have those effective conversations, sell the value of the appointment. I have the skill set to confirm that appointment correctly. I've got the skill set to conduct that appointment correctly. So then 90% plus of my listing presentations or buyer consultations, I'm walking out with a signed listing agreement or buyer broker agreement in place. So client acquisition skill set. But then from there, there's other skill sets that we need, right? You got to develop your skill set of developing systems and processes. You got to develop your skill set of leadership, of time management. There's other skills that you need to go out there and learn. Client acquisition, though, being the most important skill set that unfortunately 95% of our industry never learns this one most immediate important overall skill set. So make sure that you are refining and dialing in your overall skill set, because I'm going to tell you this: you get to a point, okay, if you want to double your business, okay, yeah, you could just double your actions, double your hours, but you're going to get to a point where, okay, there's not enough hours in the day to double your business or double your hours, or you're going to get to a point where maybe you don't want to do that either. The quickest way to double, 2x, 3x, 4x your income is to not 2x, 3x, or 4x the amount of hours that you're working, right? It's to 2x, 3x, or 4x your overall skill set. If you're converting this lead source at 2%, but then you refine and dial in your skill set, where you're able to convert that lead source at 8%, okay, you've just made 4 times the amount of money with the same amount of leads, same energy, same time, same effort, or maybe even less, right? Because your skill set is truly refined. So number 5 is lack of skill set. And the great thing about this is the vast majority of our industry is going to always has, and my guess is always will have, very low level skill set. So it's like fishing with dynamite when you get these things dialed in. Okay, so number 6 and the final one here is lack of processes and systems. And so processes and systems is the true key to scaling. I don't care how good your skills are, how good everything else that we talked about. If you don't have your process and systems dialed in, you're not going to be able to operate effectively and efficiently. Things are going to slip through the cracks. So all processes are your step-by-step actions that you do to get the desired result, and they're just documentation of those. Then from there, those processes live inside systems. Systems only exist for our processes to live, to ensure that we're able to execute on our processes in the same way each and every single time, so things don't get missed. We're able to do them more effectively and efficiently. Also helps develop the right habits and so forth. So thinking of the system is the cookbook, the processes are the recipes inside the cookbook, right? So if you want to get consistent, great results that you can continue to grow and scale, right, this is going to allow you increase your overall capacity. So you can have low level capacity. You might only be able to close 2 or 3 deals a month with, bad, poor systems and processes, right? Where you're working your ass off. Well, if you have great process and systems, you might be able to scale your capacity to 7 or 8 deals a month. But then eventually, as you need to continue to grow and scale and plug in people, I don't care how good people are. If they don't have great process and systems to plug into, they can never show you their greatness. So you'll always have a element of stifling your success, or you'll always have this low level capacity unless your processes and systems are dialed in. So these are the 6 top reasons as to why real estate professionals at all different levels, individual agents, team leaders, or broker owners, and usually it's a combination of all, if not all 6 of these, or a combination of several of these that I'm seeing. But these are the top 6 reasons where I'm having, I have about 4 one-on-one hour coaching calls every single day that people reaching out for help, all throughout North America for the real estate business at all different levels. And these are the top 6 things right now in this market here in 2024 that I'm seeing people struggle with. And with the NAR stuff coming about and the DOJ stuff that's going to follow the NAR stuff, I'll create a video on that or podcast on that shortly. I don't know if you guys saw the reversal that came out this past Friday. The DOJ does not like this NAR settlement. They're already insulating their stuff. So then if the judge signs off on this, then they're able to move forward with their antitrust lawsuits. And so there's a lot of changes that are going to be coming about, right? And he or she that's the greatest operator that dials these things in will be the one that is coming out of this victorious, right? Now, if you don't know exactly what you need to be doing, whether it's with these 6 things or with your overall real estate business, whether an individual agent, team leader, broker owner, it's like maybe your business is growing, just not growing at the pace that you want it to grow at. Maybe it's staying stagnant. Maybe it's declining. But you just do not know exactly what you need to do to get from where you're at to where it is that you want to go. If that is you, I invite you to schedule a 100% free, 100% zero pressure Zoom coaching call with me personally. Here's what we're going to break down on this Zoom coaching call. We're going to break down where your business is currently at, what your 12-month goals are, what your long-term goals and visions are, what you are currently doing, what your biggest current obstacles are. Then from there, I'm going to map out, hey, here's my exact recommendation. Like if we were to switch places, if I were you in your shoes, here's exactly what I would do to get from where you are to where you want to be in the quickest, most effective, efficient, profitable manner possible. This is a 100% free, as I said, zero pressure Zoom call where we're going to do a deep dive in your business. And I will make sure you have my word on this. I will make sure that you do not leave this Zoom coaching call without not knowing exactly what you must do to get from where you're at to where you want to go in the quickest, most effective, efficient, profitable manner. Now, full disclosure, we're going to spend about 50 minutes going through all of that, which is more than enough time. I promise you that. The last 10 minutes, I'm going to spend a few minutes walking through what my coaching program entails. And look, if it's a fit for you, great. If not, that's okay too. Everything I do is 100% zero pressure. I'm not going to beg you. I'm not going to hard sell you. That's not my style. Whether you ever do, advanced paid coaching with me, or if this free session is the only experience you ever have with me going forward, when it comes to coaching, I'm going to make sure that this is a game changer for you. I'm going to pour into you. I'm going to make sure, again, that you do not leave this Zoom call with not knowing exactly what to do to get from where you're at to where you want to go. So you got nothing to lose, everything to gain. So if this is something that you want to take advantage of, go to www.gsdmode.com/Zoom call. www.gsdmode.com/Zoom call. Or if you scroll below this, wherever you're watching or listening to this, show notes or the top of the video description on YouTube, or if you go in the show notes, top link, there's a link where you can just click on it to go out there and schedule that. All right, guys, keep crushing it. Keep kicking ass. I will see you next time. Peace.